Well, hello everybody. Today we're going to start a new project. This project is something I've mentioned in the past, and that is to here, let me make that baby mobile. As you can see, the kids have moved in and started using my barn for painting and other stuff, which means I need to get this mobile so that I can move it away from their paint and stuff and make it usable. So we're going to dive into this pile. Right there is a couple, well, let's see, there's 4 real nice 2x4s. And we're going to grab those. I'm going to try to engineer this as I go and hopefully be able to make Dad's table saw movable without too much problems. It's going to take a little bit of engineering, a lot of thought, and hopefully not too many banged up fingers or bleeding areas, and bring you along with us. So you stay tuned. We're going to have those out of that pile by the time we come back, and we'll get started. And the design that I'm going to be using on this is something that based upon something that I saw on YouTube View, and I for the life of me cannot find it again. So I'm going to have to try to do this by memory, although everything that I do, what I've seen on there, is for ideas, and I always come up for some reason or other with my own designs or my own little quirks, shall we say. But it will consist of a 2x4 between these 2 legs, 1 between the back 2. There'll be another 2x4 hinged onto that, and on both the front and the back, and on those hinge boards will be some dollies. Now I have some real nice dollies that I got at a Harbor Freight, if that tells you how nice they can actually be, but they're going to be perfect for this. They are all 180 swivel, and because it don't matter, because lockdown is when I set it down on the existing feet that it has here. So to get started, I need to find out what that angle is. We're right there, so that I can bring out my miter saw. I'll set it up here on top and cut those so that they will fit perfectly inside those legs. Well, I have the front and the back boards attached. At least they're temporarily attached at this point. And you can see I've got one of my casters laying there. I figure I better mark the inside of each side of this as to where that caster comes, so that I know that the hinged board has got to go down a little bit, but I want them to be equal so that it lifts it up on a level plane per se. But at this point in time, people, I have no idea where I'm going here. This is as far as I can really truly remember of the video I watched, but now it becomes a combination of the pieces and parts that I do remember and what I think will actually work. So let's just keep on going and see if we can keep on going. Be back in a minute. Now I bought these hinges for this some time ago and didn't realize, I don't know if you could see it, but they're not flat. So I have marked here on this board, as well as this board, where that hinge goes in both places. Same way with these boards. And I am pre-cutting these areas so that I can take my lathe gouge, my small one, and I will gouge that out. That will allow these hinges to fit down in there, and that little gap will be gone. So if I am doing this right, we can get a good solid hinge movement right there where we need it. Okay, here's what this is going to look like. I have these big, nice 4-inch casters that should make it moving this heavy beast around pretty easy. I have them set up with hinges so that when I fix the cam and all of that together, that'll do it. And these will lift up and allow the saw to set back down on the floor. Now, this is the front one. We got that done. Now we just got to do the other side. My major concern now is if these bolts that I put in here, or actually are big enough. I may end up having to go get some carriage bolts to make sure that these are secured and don't break out. I've got these temporarily set up here, and you can see my lever sticking out here. Now I've worked this lever. That lifts that up. It actually does. What I'm looking at now is a cam that'll go this direction so that when I push that down, it'll go down. Now, I spent some time this morning on YouTube View, and I found the video that I was basing all this about, and guess what? I am so completely, totally, 100% wrong. This is not how it was designed, so this is my design. Well, as you can see, it's up on its wheels. Now, I'm getting ready to take this top one off because it sticks out way too much, and I'm going to be cutting it. I got a line already drawn, but let me show you the front of it here. I have a lock built. This is subject to be changed, and my spring that operates this lock goes over here to one of the main bolts, so I know it's going to be solid enough for that. Now, right now I have a screw in there to hold it down while I do this, but I'm getting ready to take that screw out, and we're going to see how easy this thing works before I cut it right here at this line. And when I'm going to set this up so that you can see, fail or good or bad, we're going to find out, and you're going to come along with me. Be right back. Okay, I'm down here with it, and let's take this screw out. Oops, that's not good. Alright, now comes the true test. That slides over, and this goes down. We are now solid. Now let's see what happens when we push down. By cracky, by golly, by gosh, I think that may work. Now, with me cutting this off, I'm going to not be able to do it, I don't think, with my hands, but I do believe it will work fine with my foot. So we're going to take that and get that cut off, get all of this rounded so that there's no splinters or whatever, and I will be back in just a minute. Okay, let's give this a shot. I got that that end cut off right there and smoothed out. I should, if all works right, all I'll have to do is put my foot on that and push her down, and it should lock, and we should be ready to go. Well, I'm not sure what's going on here, but the thing isn't holding. But that's an easy fix. All I have to do is maybe replace this, and we should be okay with that. I'm not sure I understand that, but let me get down there. I see. What it is when I took this off, this piece here, and put it back on, I must not have got it exactly even. Because if it's over here, it'll hold, see? So we got to look at maybe putting a guide here for it to go into to hold this. That way, if I put a guide there, or a piece of 2x4, or a guide straight across here so that it slides in right there, then this will work. But when I have it out like this, then that will not work. I see where the problem is. Okay, that's just a simple one. I'll get something here for this, and we'll be right back. Okay, well, we're back to the drawing board again. I made a new locking device right there, and it's doing the same thing. It is not holding it in enough or whatever to hold it down, so that just the pressure of that will pop it out, and it won't hold up. Now, can I move it? Sure. I can hold it down with one foot, hop around on the other foot, and get it to where I want it, but still that's not the way I had seen this. So I'm going to quit for the day. I'm going to go in, I'm going to think some more, engineer if I possibly can, maybe go to YouTube and see what it is that I may be doing wrong here to get that to latch on there. But no matter what, we'll be back out probably tomorrow to see what we can do with it. Okay, we're back out the next morning, and I'm still at a point of just not sure. I know what I'm going to do is take this board off, and I'm going to trim down so that not so much of it is rubbing. That might help a little bit, not much, but a little. I'm going to take this long board off, and I'm going to run it on the belt sander to smooth it off some. I think I'm going to mount a board across here. Either that or put something on here to make that so that it doesn't wobble. And I think I'm going to put a different additional spring on that to help hold that in position. Plus, I'm going to take this and cut a lot of that roundness off right here so that it hopefully will be a little bit easier for this board to push it back when it goes down. These are the things that I've come up with, because everything I've looked at shows that I have it pretty much the way it's supposed to be. Maybe my spring isn't strong enough. I don't know. That's why I'm going to add one. All right, we're just going to start working on it and see what we can come up with. Alrighty, be right back. I took the spring loose from that bolt, and I shortened it up that much. and I used the drywall screw and stretched it so that this is more taut. Okay, one of the problems I am detecting is the fact that I have to move this so far back in order for this up here to collect. So I'm going to trim this down to about there. Make it smaller and shorter with this strong spring. That should make it suffice. Now another thing is that right there. So I'm going to try to do something here. I have some all thread. This is the all thread that I used previously on the drywall lift for the ceiling. And I just came across these and I said, you know, why can't I put one of these in here, use a spade bit to countersink the washer and one nut to make it good and solid. That way this won't move. If you notice, the whole thing is moving. That carriage bolt just doesn't work. So I'm going to take that off. I'm going to work with this. I'll show you how as I go along. I'm going to, like I said, cut that down. Probably at about right there. That seems to maybe be... I'll look at what my other one was, because my other one really worked until I realized that this was so sloppy. I still got to work with that too, and I may end up working with this all thread on that to try to get it more solid. But right now we're going to go with this. Be back in just a little bit. Modifications made. I cut that much off of this so that it's still got a nice little tooth, let's say. Polished it up. Probably put some beeswax on it later. Look at this. Put that all thread in there. Have it locked in tight, but yet this still can move. Spring back where it was, and let's see how it works. I got this mounted on the tripod. I'm going to go up and try to see just how that works. Now that's a whole lot better than what it was. That is a whole lot better. Now how does it come down? I don't know, but if you ask me, that's a whole lot better too. So we've made a good modification there. We'll still visit this again when it comes to the strength of the two pry sticks and making sure that they're solid. This is Ted Homer. One more time, we want to thank you for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed your stay. Don't forget to give us thumbs up. Tell your family, tell your friends. Tell your local movers and shakers and casters and whatever else you want to call it. We'll come back and visit this one again later on for some modifications and more upgrades and improvements, I'm sure. But for now, we'll catch you all next time. Y'all have a blessed, blessed, blessed day. Bye-bye.